Hey there, viewers. Thank you for tuning in to Supermariodiagnostics. Once again, I've got an 03 Dodge Dakota with a 4.7 liter that I had already recorded my step-by-step from beginning to now and lost all the footage. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of my whole process. Is the customer's complaint was a crank no start. Had two codes. One was an immobilizer code that I concluded is due to the engine not starting, and the other code is the P0335 crankshaft position signal. And I want to show you what I'm getting. I am back probed at the PCM on both the camshaft position sensor and the crankshaft position sensor, and let me just show you what I get when I'm cranking here. So I have my key on right now and I am cranking. Let me just pause this for a second. Now, if those of you who... I wish I had all that footage. I went through a bunch of stuff. That relative compression, that clear flood test did not sound good at all. So even once we get this running, the customer was presented with the option of figuring out the mechanical issue before getting it to start running. Because, you know, we could get it to start running, but what if the cost is too high? It has 250,000 miles on it. What if the cost is too high for the mechanical? But she opted to go ahead and get it started. And since she has a new engine put in from another shop, they'll warranty out any mechanical. I just do what I'm told. Anyway, you can tell that one of those cylinders was low on compression or washed down. One of those two. I smell gas. Right now I'm kind of in shock that I just lost all that footage, so please bear with me. Anyway, let's get back to it. As you can see, I have both same exact signals from the CKP and the CMP. This really caught my attention, and I promise you that if I would have I went through my whole testing, I had checked the CKP alone, and I was like, man, I have a signal there. I've got my 5 volt. I checked my 5 volt supply. I checked my ground, the whole nine. And then I checked my signal at the PCM, and I saw this, and I'm like, whoa, PCM? But I remembered that there are cases that people would get a CKP code for a CMP issue or a CMP code for a CKP issue, and I did not want to get burned. So I went ahead and back probed my CMP signal wire at the PCM as well, and this is what I got now. So the next step that I took was, you know, I'm not even gonna lift up the car. Let me see where my flashlight is. Hope you guys bear with me on this one. Alright, so the next step I took was to disconnect the CKP and retry my test. So let's go ahead and do just that. Let's get this thing running. Take that trigger off. This scope, once you hit 200 milliseconds, there's no trigger. Once you go deeper than 200 milliseconds, there's a trigger. Anyway, point is, let's try this test again. Same exact result, right? Same exact result. So that started making me wonder too. So I went ahead and reconnected my camshaft position sensor and disconnected my camshaft position sensor, which there's only one on this engine, 4.7. Only one camshaft position sensor on this one. Back to my scope. Let's get this thing cranking. Huh. No signal. You can zoom in all you want. No signal. I'm seeing the CMP signal on the CKP, and I just proved as well that with my CKP connected, I have no signal. My CKP is dead, yes. But, man, it's got me wondering, is the PCM dead? Now I was thinking about this one. I checked for continuity between both signal wires, and there is continuity between both signal wires when the PCM is connected, but when it's not connected, there's no continuity. And yes, there's continuity within the PCM. You know, the circuitry is a circuit board, so that's to be expected. But just to play it safe, what I'm going to do is change out that camshaft position sensor real quick and redo my tests. So let's go ahead and change out that sensor. I already have my part, and I figure let's just do it all in one shot. So let's go ahead and hopefully I don't get any interruptions. And let's go ahead and change this thing out. I'm reconnecting my CMP now, and I'm going to remove my CKP now. I already have the part. Like I said, I lost all the footage. I'm basically up to the point where I'm changing out. I did my diagnosis and I was putting everything into the computer. Copied everything in. Made sure that I copied everything in. There's my new sensor. And after I made sure that I copied everything into the computer, I deleted it from my GoPro memory. And guess what? It didn't copy. I don't know why it showed that it did. So I'm pretty upset about that. But then anyway, I guess I could give you a real-time rundown of this whole process. So let's see if it starts and take it from there. So let's bring down our car. I'm not going to go through the whole continuity test and all that stuff. I did all that. Right now, at this point, I'm not suspecting a short in the PCM, but either it runs or it doesn't. And I'll be out, a sensor? So I'm going to set up my scope. Now this is a brand new engine, and although there's a dead cylinder, we should have a good cam and crank correlation. So let's go ahead and see if it starts. And it started, and it's got a dead miss, but it started. So let's take a look at the differences between these two signals. Wow, I am surprised. I kid you not. Identical signals. So I don't see any other way of getting to this diagnosis, to this conclusion, without scoping out both at the same time and disconnecting one at a time. I don't see it. I really don't. Like I said, you disconnect I checked for a signal at the crankshaft position sensor, and I saw that, and you would never know. That is nuts. I'm blown away. You know what? I'm kind of glad that this turned out to be the video that it did, because all uncut, one for the books, identical signals. I did not see that coming. Huge curveball, and it could have been a bad call at the PCM. And no regrets now. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy how this turned out. So I thank you for taking the time to check this video out. Each and every single one of you, appreciate you. Hit like, share, subscribe, comment. What did you like? What didn't you like? Is there do you work with these cars so much that this is nothing? This is already known to you? Obviously, I've never come across this particular situation. What can you add to this? What can you share? Share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your facts. And thanks again. Until next time.